beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Hello and welcome. You are listening to A Beautiful Legacy. I'm your host, Tiago Pinto. In the early decades of the supermarket, the problem was not supply. It was capacity. Shelves were fuller than ever before. Refrigeration had expanded assortment, standardized packaging made products legible at a distance. Retailers had begun organizing space into navigable systems rather than cluttered counters. But one constraint remained stubbornly human. Customers could only carry what their arms allowed. The basket, wire, rigid, handheld, defined the ceiling of consumption. Once it filled, shopping stopped. Not because the customer was done, because the body was. In 1937, in Oklahoma City, an entrepreneur named Sylvan Goldman identified this invisible limit. Goldman was not a designer by training. He was a grocer and retailer who had built a regional chain called Standard Piggly Wiggly stores through careful observation of behavior inside his aisles. He saw fatigue, hesitation, half decisions abandoned near the dairy case because the basket was already heavy. Goldman understood something simple and very radical. If the basket grew wheels, buying would grow with it. To understand the significance of the shopping cart, one must first understand the supermarket before it. In the 1930s, the self-service model was still young. Customers moved independently through aisles selecting goods without clerks. But this freedom remained physically constrained. The basket was both a tool and a limit. Women, who made up the majority of shoppers, often managed children while carrying goods. Older customers struggled with weight. Even strong shoppers subconsciously rationed their selections. Retailers misread this as a preference. Goldman read it as friction. His insight was behavioral rather than technological. There was nothing complex about the idea itself, but it required seeing shopping not as a transaction, but as a choreography, a sequence of movements governed by energy, posture, and endurance. The basket was not neutral, it was structural.
Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
Goldman worked with mechanic Fred Young to develop a solution. Their design, introduced in 1937, was called the folding basket carrier. It was simple, a metal frame on wheels that held two removable wire baskets, one above the other. When empty, it folded flat. Technically, it resembled a folding chair more than what we now recognize as a shopping cart. But its conceptual leap was enormous. For the first time, customers could accumulate goods without feeling their weight, and immediately a second problem appeared. They refused to use it.
beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a
Men
trace of
found the cart emasculating. Women saw it as a reminiscent of baby proms. Both groups resisted being seen with it. Goldman responded with a strategy rather than redesign. He hired models to shop with carts inside his stores, normalizing the behavior through visibility. Demonstrators showed customers how to use them, and gradually, hesitation dissolved into adoption. This moment reveals something essential about design legacy. Innovation is rarely accepted at introduction. Goldman's genius was not only in conceiving the object, but in understanding the social theater required for its success.
beauty. Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of
As carts became standard, they transformed the supermarket in ways that Goldman himself likely did not fully anticipate. First, they changed scale. Average basket size increased dramatically. With friction reduced, shoppers moved from necessity-driven purchasing to possibility-driven behavior. Impulse buying expanded. Categories once considered occasional became routine. Second, they reshaped space. Aisles widened, sightlines lengthened, store layouts adapted to accommodate flow rather than static browsing. Retailers began designing environments for circulation rather than containment. Third, they altered time. Shopping trips grew longer, customers lingered. The store became less transactional and more experiential, a place to move, consider, compare. In short, the shopping cart did not simply support the supermarket, it redefined it.
beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
The folding basket carrier quickly gave way to more integrated designs. In 1947, inventor Orla Watson introduced the telescoping cart, allowing units to nest inside one another. This solved storage problems and enabled the large fleets, now standard worldwide. Over decades, materials shifted from heavy steel to lighter alloys and plastic. Child seats were added, ergonomics improved, wheels became quieter. Yet the core principle remained unchanged. Extend the shopper's body. Increase capacity, remove friction. Few retail objects have remained so consistent in purpose while so quietly evolving in form.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
What makes Goldman significant is not the object alone, but the mindset behind it. He treated behavior as a design material. Rather than asking what customers wanted, he observed what they did not realize they needed. He saw how posture affected choice, how fatigue limited imagination, how carrying weight compressed decision making. This is clearly systems thinking before the term even existed. The cart did not persuade customers to buy more, it allowed them to.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
The world we inherited from Sylvan Goldman. Today, it is impossible to imagine food retail without the shopping cart. Hypermarkets rely on it for volume economics. Discount chains optimize its dimensions for logistics. Even smaller urban formats design around its presence or absence. More subtly, Goldman's legacy persists in how retailers think about behavior. Stores are measured by basket size, not just footfall. Layout decisions consider energy expenditure as much as visibility. Innovation often focuses on removing small frictions rather than adding spectacle. We also inherited contradictions. The cart enabled abundance, but also excess. It accelerated consumption patterns, now questioned by sustainability debates. It made shopping easier while distancing customers from the weight, literal and symbolic, of what they purchase. Still, its influence is undeniable. Goldman showed that retail transformation does not always arrive through branding or architecture. Sometimes it arrives on wheels. Sylvan Goldman did not redesign the supermarket. He recalibrated the human inside it. He recognized that behavior bends not only under persuasion, but under physics, fatigue, balance, resistance, and relief. By placing wheels beneath the basket, he removed the quiet boundary between intention and action. The result was not louder stores or brighter shelves. It was deeper engagement, longer journeys, fuller carts. Goldman understood something many designers forget. The most powerful inventions often feel invisible when they succeed. No customer enters a supermarket shop thinking about the cart. They simply take one, without reflection, without gratitude, which is precisely the point. Because when design becomes infrastructure, it disappears into habit. And that, truly, is a beautiful legacy.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were.
You've been listening to A Beautiful Legacy. This month, we explore the people and the brands who transformed the supermarket into a design system. From frozen food logistics to communication frameworks, from store choreography to private label governance. In the coming episodes, we will look into figures who shaped retail infrastructure in equally radical ways. If you enjoyed this episode, follow the show and join me again every Tuesday and Thursday. Until then, keep noticing the beauty people leave behind.
Beautiful legacy. Every line, every curve leaves a trace of who we were. the shape of a chair in the light on a wall. Someone's dream still stands tall. But